Good morning. Today is December 7th. We are almost to Christmas. Do you guys have your Christmas decorations up? I do. It's like I love waking up every morning with the decorations and everything. So today we're going to do, it says the voice of love, but it's really the voice of God. Okay? It says, I have given them the glory you gave me, so they may be one as we are one. I am in them and you are in me. May they experience such perfect unity that the world will know that you sent me and that you love them as much as you love me. That's John 17:20 to 23. Oh, I'm reading from Be Still and Know. When we live for other voices, we will quickly become worn out and discouraged. Others people's expectations for how we should live, act, and be are sometimes unreachable. There is one voice that matters, and it can come in a variety of forms, the voice of God. What God would tell us is that we are loved. We are cherished. We add significant value. We are His beloved children. We are His beloved, His children, His beautiful creation. This is the voice that matters. This is the voice to come back to when we feel like we are not enough. Father, help me to ignore the voices that don't matter. Nothing changes the love you have for me. Today I choose to sit and soak in that love. Today I cannot read, okay? Some days I can't, okay? just saying, some days I'm like, nah. But it's okay, we got through it, right? We got through it. The voice of God. So, do you hear the voice of God? One of the things is that, like, we hear voices, right? It's not a thing. It's not like back in the day, you say you hear voices, everybody thought you were crazy, right? No, we hear voices. That's what it is. But what voice do you hear? You know what I mean? Because I hear the voice of God. And then sometimes you have to decipher if that is God's voice. Because I had a situation just recently, and the whole situation became something that I should have deciphered better. That's what I should have did. Because I heard the voice, but what was it the voice of God or was it another spirit? Because the devil loves to mess with you, right? And you gotta understand that if God is telling you to be mean to somebody, that is not God's voice. If God is telling you don't do this, which is going to church, that is not God's voice. If you're feeling like not wanting to do something that's like a godly thing, that's not God's voice. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times God comes in different forms. Like God will come in somebody else's, He'll have a message for you from somebody else. Now, if you're getting a message from somebody else that they said, oh, God told me this, right? Well, decipher the message. Don't be just like, oh, God said you're supposed to move to Alabama. Oh, really? Like, do you have proof of that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that like a true statement? Because you got to think, why would God want you to move to Alabama? Like, what is in Alabama? And so, like, you just have to decipher God's voice. And just because you can't hear God doesn't mean you can't see God. And doesn't mean you can't hear God's voice in different forms. Because there's all these different forms to hear God's voice, okay? Last night, okay, I seen God last night. You know where I seen Him? I seen Him in the most beautiful sunset that I ever seen. It was so gorgeous, right? It was beautiful. Like, I was still working, and I asked my client, can we pull over and take a picture? Because I was like, it's so beautiful. And he's like, yeah. And then I was like, I took the picture, and it's just so beautiful. So right there, that is God's presence. Right there, that sunset is so just immaculate. And so you got to think like all these little things that God is giving you, all these beautiful gifts that God is giving you. Where are they at? Like, have you seen them? Have you seen God's gift this morning? You know, here's one of God's gifts. Love. Love is God's gift, right? She's just like, Mother, what are you doing? So see, you see one of God's gifts, because love is just pure love. And I love you, and have a blessed and wonderful day.